Hi, everyone. This is Jeff Tate, and you're watching CMS TV.
That's brand new Breaker right here on the Classic Metal Show with, what's that called, Chris? That's Black Light Arc?
Black Light Arc.
Black Light Arc. And that, of course, is something from their forthcoming release. And I guess Breaker just returned from the Bang Your Head festival over there in Germany. And they are on our good friend Bill Peters' label, Auburn Records. And, of course, Bill has been hosting the Metal on Metal show in Cleveland for over 25 years now, and he not only is the label master over there, but I guess he does he manage that band, I guess, huh?
I believe he manages it, and dude, can you imagine 25 years? I would say Bill is the reigning king of all that is metal.
Yeah, we pale in comparison, so all bow down and worship Bill Peters because we have him on the air with us here. Welcome to the Classic Metal Show there, Bill.
Good evening, gentlemen. It's an honor.
Look at you being a guest on our show for a change.
Yeah, how did that happen?
Usually you're so gracious to involve Chris and I into your studio there when we're doing something in the Cleveland area, but rarely do you make an appearance on our show. So we bow to and we're humbled to your greatness.
Oh, come on. But I thought I'd give a call. I just got back from Germany, and, I could fill you in on the Bang Your Head Festival.
Well, first of all, before we get into that, Bill.
Sure.
I heard an interesting story from Mr. Chris Aiken. I guess you hooked up with him for the Iron Maiden show.
Oh, yes, I did, actually.
And I heard you guys were tossing a few back at Brewbaker's before and after the show.
Well, Chris did tell me to meet him there, and, I met him there.
well, I heard an interesting comment, and I wanted some clarification here. I heard that you described me as a radio kamikaze.
I thought we were talking about loudness. I don't think we were talking about you.
I don't know, Bill. The way I remembered it was something about he was meaner than me because, he kind of sneaks up on you where I'm just blatantly mean.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, okay. Now I recall that conversation in between the 20 beers Chris bought me. Yes. Oh, well, Neely, you're kind of the nice guy, I mean, but I think deep down inside you're just as bad as everybody else.
Just as bad as everyone else.
You're a bad boy.
I am, I guess. Radio kamikaze, huh?
I don't think I used that word. I don't know. I'm going to kill you, Chris. By the way, I'm driving to Twinsburg as soon as I hang up the phone here.
So do you get to listen to us do our little riffing, Bill?
I do listen to the show when I can. I will be honest, I can't listen all the time. Many times I'm out running around with my bands on Saturday night.
So are you in shock and awe when you listen?
I do enjoy your chat room. Your chat room is quite entertaining.
Oh, you've been in there.
I kind of anonymously slip in there and kind of watch the chatter.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, look at Bill checking up on us greenhorns.
And I do keep my pants on when I'm in the chat room.
Very nice. Very nice.
Just for the record.
So tell us about the Bang Your Head Festival.
Speaking of keeping your pants on, right?
Yeah, really.
Well, I was banging my head in Germany. This is my third time to that festival, and it's in Balagan, Germany, kind of down near Stuttgart, near the Swiss-French border. Really nice. It's got one stage. It's near a town. It's got a concrete, thing you can stand on, like a parking lot sort of thing, so it's not like roughing it in the mud like some of the festivals. And
sure.
There's about 20,000 metal fans there. It's a 2-day festival, and they have actually a third day where they have a warm-up show.
Sure.
And this year was headlined by the mighty Judas Priest.
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
And you know what, dude, before we even get to Judas Priest, man, I have to say, I mean, you were sharing some links with me about your own band Breaker. Now, you know this, and most of our fans are aware of Breaker, but I'm a big fan of the band, always have been, since they came out from Cleveland, long ago. But everything that I read online, from the links of the reviews, says that Breaker was more or less the most powerful or the most memorable band of the entire Bang Your Head this year. What happened?
Well, I enjoyed a lot of the bands at the festival, but yeah, Breaker were on. I mean, they had a really great show on the main stage. This was supposed to be a reunion with the original singer, Jim Hamar. We were going to fly over and do all the old stuff with Jim. And then just about a month or two before we were set to leave, Jim was diagnosed with some vocal polyps, and he had to have surgery right away. And suddenly Breaker were without a singer just weeks before the show.
Okay.
So, we were kind of determined not to cancel, so we called up Greg, who technically is the current singer in Breaker, and we made a go of it. They did 2 shows over there. They did a club show, the warm-up show. They played with Forbidden and Firewind. And then they played the main stage on the day Judas Priest played. And they did 2 different set lists. So they actually did 22 songs.
Nice.
And at the club show, they did a lot of obscure songs. So Greg had a lot to learn. There was about 12, 13 songs he had never performed with the band before. So
Okay.
it was really cramming everything in at the last minute. Also, we put out a CD called Peace, Love, Death. Jim was going to be singing on that as well. We had to finish it with Greg. And once again, it was all last minute. We had the CD ready, took it over to the festival. So when the band played the main stage, they went on about 11:15, 11:30 or so, and the show starts at 9:30. And by the way, in Germany, at the festivals, it's not like America, where, the bands would start early and there's nobody there. I mean, at 9:30, there was 10,000 people there when the first
Wow.
band went on, Age of Evil. They were a teenage metal band from Arizona. I don't know if you're familiar with them. Very good. Kind of reminded me of Megadeth a little bit.
Cool.
But so when Breaker took the stage about 2 or 3 bands later, the place was about 3/4 full, and they just had a great show. I mean, they just came out and just really, I thought just had a great night. I've seen a lot of Breaker shows, and this was one of the best. And at the end of their set, during Still Life, Greg Wagner, the singer from Breaker, actually jumped off the stage, and this is a first ever in Bang Your Head history. The stage is very high. There's a big pit there between the crowd and the stage, and he took a running dive into the crowd and just barely cleared the wall. In fact, his back foot clipped the wall, and he went down into the crowd.
Nice.
And while he did that, the guys in the band are up destroying their instruments. In fact, since, when we go to Germany, we don't take all our gear, we take our guitars, but everything else is kind of supplied by the festival. Very
Right.
expensive wireless equipment and everything. These guys are going pretty crazy there, and I was getting a little worried that I was going to have to maybe pay for some damages, but fortunately nothing was broken. But it really made for a great ending, and the fans loved them. I mean, they kept chanting for them to play more, but we ran out of time.
Sure. Now, Bill, I'm curious, man. I mean, obviously from the song that we just played, Blacklight Arc, it's very clear that Greg has a very different vocal style than Jim did. Were the European fans, did it take like a little bit getting into the set before they got into it, or were they into it from word one, or how was the reaction from the start?
Yeah, well, you know what? That test went in 2004 when they went and Breaker headlined the Headbangers Open Air Festival in Germany. And that was the first show they did with Greg. And
Okay.
that was, I'll tell you, I was a little nervous about that show because it was a sold-out festival and really a die-hard underground sort of festival with the real diehards of the diehards came out. And I was wondering how they were going to accept Greg, without having Jim Hamar there, the original vocalist, and he just totally had another great show with them. I mean, he won the fans over in that performance. So, Chris, when we went back this time, people already, had heard about Greg's performance if they hadn't seen it a few years back, and
Okay.
already pretty much had accepted him. And from the opening notes on the main stage this year, when they opened up with Blood Money, he just came out and totally took command of that stage. I mean, he was running all over the place and really interacting well with the fans. So the German fans already accepted Greg several years ago, so we really didn't have that to worry about this time.
Hey metalheads, tired of waiting for new episodes? Crave the real raw classic metal show? For just $4.99 a month, you can become a CMS VIP. You get every episode a full week early, completely uncensored, and 100% commercial free. It's the only place to interact directly with the show, plus you score the Fast Pass, so your song requests get bumped straight to the head of the line on every live version. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe right now at classicmetalshow.locals.com and become a CMS VIP today.
Well, Bill, you've been running your own label, Auburn Records, there for a while, and obviously, you have Breaker on your bill, and you had Aftershock. What's the status of them? Are they pretty much done?
Yeah, Aftershock are currently, unfortunately, in hiatus. They had some problems keeping the lineup together. And George Mihalovich, the guitar player and the main songwriter, is now looking for a new project to get involved with.
Right, absolutely. So, in the state of the record business these days, is it cost effective for one of your bands to make a CD these days? I mean, everybody is always talking about, it's not even worth making a disc these days. So, what's the story there?
I don't know. I mean, for me, I look at it more as from a fan perspective, not a business perspective. I do this more out of my love for the music, more as a hobby, and so I'm not looking at it as maybe quote unquote the record industry sort of viewpoint here. I think it's still valuable to make a record. I mean, I have great distribution with the label. Century Media and the End Records are my main distributors here in America, along with Sentinel Steel. And overseas, I've got even better distribution, especially in Germany and the other countries as well. So I can still move CDs. And, basically, Neely, everything I make with the label, I kind of just put it right back into more projects. So I'm running the label. I'm coming from a little different angle. If you had asked maybe somebody who's in this business on my end more as strictly a business venture, yeah, they'll probably cry the blues. But I'm doing it just totally out of my love for the music. So I want to put out a quality product, and I still enjoy doing that, and I can still afford to do it. So I'll keep doing it as long as I can.
Sure, absolutely. Well, now, I know you're an old school metal guy like we are. You like the hard melodic rock, obviously. And Cerberus, if you're listening, you should be you're about your fourth or fifth shot by now. So, but anyway, is it encouraging to you to see some veteran bands like, say, Motley Crue or Dokken or somebody who's put out a CD recently actually charting on the Billboard charts?
Yeah, it is. I mean, heavy metal has always pretty much stayed the same. It kind of drifts in and out of the mainstream public's, viewpoint. But it's got such a loyal following. There's guys like me who have been collecting Scorpions records since, Lonesome Crow, and still buy all their records, good or bad, and the same. So that's good to see. I'm not a fan of more of the hair metal sort of bands. I do like Dokken. I've always liked Dokken. I mean, I always thought they were a little different than most of the hair bands from that era. They had more of a Euro metal feel to them. But yeah, I mean, I think it's great. If you like that kind of hard rock and stuff, and people are buying these records, that's what keeps it going. I mean, most of the bigger bands now are making their money on merchandise and touring, and they're not making money on their CDs.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what's your thoughts on the success of Rocklahoma and the South Texas Rock Jam, and now this newly announced what's it called, Rockin' the Bayou at the end of August?
I've heard about that. It's great. I was just talking with some friends from Germany. We were just having a discussion about how come, Europe has these great festivals like Wacken Open Air and Bang Your Head and Sweden Rock, and we don't seem to have those here in America. But you just mentioned some things that are starting to develop really strong. I've always thought the best well-run festival here in the States for underground heavy metal is the Prague Power Festival that takes place in Atlanta each year. Just a great event. But it hasn't really grown. It's pretty much stayed the same size, but it's just a very well-organized event, and it's still going strong. But yeah, the things you mentioned, Rocklahoma, I think, drew 60,000 last year?
Oh, no, it was what was it? It was a lot higher than that. I think it was in the hundreds of thousands over.
It was like 60,000 a night for 3 nights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for 3 nights. So, I guess a lot of them were just, obviously repeat customers, as it were, or fans, but still each night, 60,000 a night for 4 nights?
We tried to do an underground metal festival here in Cleveland for 3 years, the BW and BK Six-Pack Weekend, and I was directly involved with that, behind the scenes, but very involved with the band selection and the production. And, it had a good 3-year run here, and it usually takes 3 to 5 years for a festival to kind of kick in and then either go to the next level or start making a profit and growing. And I felt we were on the verge with that festival of, taking it to the next level, maybe another year or two, but I felt it, the 3rd year was the strongest. It was the best turnout. Unfortunately, the magazine, which is based out of Canada, decided to move the 4th year to Montreal because their Canadian readers were upset that the 3 festivals had taken place in North America, or in the States. So
Right.
they decided to move it, and when they moved it, it didn't do well, and they decided to stop it. But I thought that had a good chance there to develop into a nice festival.
Sure. Well, speaking of festivals, being that you were at the Bang Your Head Festival, one of the reasons you're calling, I know, is if you've been checking out the Classic Metal Show at all over the last few weeks, the debate rages on about the release of the new 2-CD Judas Priest disc, Nostradamus. And, either it's at one end of the spectrum or the other. Either people are loving it, saying it's a masterpiece, or just absolutely hating it. And, of course, you got to see Priest over there at Bang Your Head.
Yeah, I don't think it's a great Judas Priest record. Talking to a guy who, I bought Sad Wings of Destiny when it came out. So I've been a longtime fan, one of my favorite bands. I know Chris is a big fan, too. I know, Neely, you are a big fan.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of concept records. Some have worked, like Wasp Crimson Idol, I thought was an excellent one. But I didn't like Magica by Dio. I wasn't expecting a lot out of this record, but it was even worse than when I heard it. And I don't think it's as bad as Turbo, where Chris thinks. But, there are some good... It maybe would have been a better album if it was just one CD, but it just goes on too long. And it was a very disappointing release. It really was. And seeing them live in Germany, I knew they were only doing a couple songs from the record, thankfully. I know there was some talk of them doing the whole album in the fall on a tour, and I just hope they don't do that. But I had seen the set list that they were going to do on this tour in the summer, and it was great because, when you go see Judas Priest of late, it's always the same songs they play. They always pull out, Metal Gods and whatever. It's always the same sort of set list. But this time they actually put some thought into it. They had put in some songs they hadn't played in a while, like Eat Me Alive, Hell Patrol, Between the Hammer and the Anvil, Rock Hard, Ride Free. I mean, it looked like a set list that was a little more interesting to me. So the last day of the Bang Your Head Festival, it's building up to the big ending here, the big headliner. Now, Saxon played right before Priest, and they were awesome. I mean,
Right.
Saxon's got that arsenal of classic hits that were just written for festivals, like And the Band's Played On, 20,000 Feet, Denim and Leather. Those songs just go over great. And I don't get to see Saxon very often here in the States like my European friends see them all the time. But, man, I could hear those songs a million times and never be sick of them. So Saxon were great, and then I'm really getting fired up to see Priest. I'm thinking, okay, Priest is going to take this to the next level and just close the deal here on this festival. And they came out, and in my opinion, just dropped the ball. I mean, their
Bill.
performance was painful to watch. It's just
Bill, come on, man.
It just was not very good. Rob Halford's voice, I don't know if there's something wrong with him, but he just can't sing anymore. Now, I'm hoping that maybe he has some problems with his voice. I know they recently canceled some shows. They made an excuse that it was Glenn Tipton suffering from the flu or something. I'm hoping maybe Rob is having some troubles and they're trying to get him back to 100%. But, wow, I got to tell you, that was the worst Judas Priest show I have ever seen in my life. I stayed till the very end.
Okay.
And it was really sad to see. It really was.
So Bill, you're saying that even the classics, I mean, I can understand that, the songs from the album, were terrible, but you're saying just overall, I mean, was it just Halford, or was it the entire band, or what?
I thought it was the entire band. The band seemed to be not firing on all cylinders. They kind of lumbered around the stage. There was no energy, no crowd interaction. Halford was just plodding around the stage. And, of course, a big thing with Judas Priest is Halford's vocals. Now, I'm not expecting them to hit the high notes like he did on the Sad Wings of Destiny album back in the 70s, but, the performance was, all I could say is the performance was just horrid. And the YouTube videos that are up there from the festival don't do it justice. Now, I talked to people that had seen them at Sweden Rock just a week or so earlier, and they said that show was even worse.
Oh, no.
So I killed me, man, and I'm thankful I didn't pay the $100 to buy the Pittsburgh tickets because I was thinking about going to that show, and, man, I don't know. I mean, still, you got Heaven and Hell, Motorhead, and Testament. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully maybe Rob is not feeling well. There's something wrong. I'm hoping that's the case. I'm hoping he's not done. Maybe time has just caught up with him. I'm not sure.
Bill, why don't you just come over here right now and put a bolt right in the back of my head? You are killing me, bro.
Did you guys buy those tickets for Chicago?
Yes, we did.
Oh, jeez. You don't got connections in Chicago?
Well, you know what? We didn't want to. We do, but we didn't want to take the chance of getting stiff because it happens way too often, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, our good friend Vinny Appice in Heaven and Hell, he's hooked us up every time. But I hate to be such a beggar.
Yeah.
So we went ahead and spent the money. So we're going.
I'm sorry, guys. I really, it pains me to tell you this about Priest. I mean, I'm not one of these guys that, is negative about everything, and you know that.
Oh yeah.
And I can understand. They're not 25 years old anymore, but this was just beyond. All I could say is you're just be glad you didn't see the show.
Well, I would just like to say to anybody that's listening, if you would like the opportunity to see Heaven and Hell and Testament and Motorhead and some other band sitting next to a legend like Neely, there's one ticket available.
Oh, boy. They only played 2 songs from Nostradamus. Now, they played the opening track, which is decent. They opened up with that. But then they played one of Chris's favorites. I think it's called Death, right?
Oh, they played that awful song.
Okay, well, Rob sat in this big chair on stage, kind of like Ozzy Osbourne type of chair that he did back in the early 80s, and he just sat there, and this song went on forever. I mean, it had to go on over 7 minutes. It seemed like an eternity until it finished. And it just kept plodding along. Oh, boy. Painful.
So, you're killing us, Bill.
I had Denim and Leather going through my head while Priest was playing. I just couldn't, I'm like, bring Saxon back, please.
Oh, nice. So who else? Let's get off Priest before I just absolutely kill myself. Who else was good at the festival?
Well, let's see. Now, of course, this is just my opinion. I'm not a big Queensryche fan. They did the 3.5-hour set. You know who I like, though? On day one, I thought Agent Steel were really good.
Oh, nice.
I've
Bruce
seen
Hall.
Agent Steel a few times, but they played a lot of their older stuff this time, the real old stuff, and the set list just really clicked. I thought they were very good. Also, Forbidden sounded good. They've gotten back together again. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Forbidden.
Yeah, Bay Area Thrashers, man. Love them.
Okay. And Iced Earth with Matt Barlow. I'm not a big Iced Earth fan. A lot of my European friends are into Iced Earth. They were all excited about Matt Barlow being back. I thought they were just typical Iced Earth show. I mean, I'm just not a huge fan. Are you guys big Iced Earth fans?
Never heard of them.
I don't know. I've never heard of Iced Earth.
Okay, that's what I thought. But getting over to day two, I did get to spend some time with your good friend Tim Ripper Owens. And
nice.
He was very nice. He introduced me to Yngwie Malmsteen in the bathroom. And, the funny thing about that was...
don't tell that story anymore, Bill, please. Don't tell
okay,
it.
I'm sorry. Well, you know what? I was in the bathroom, and, Tim comes out with Yngwie, and I'm standing there washing my hands. Hey, this is my good friend Bill Peters. And Yngwie was pretty cool. He talked a little bit. And then he left. And then I realized he was actually in the stall going to the bathroom when he came out, but he had his guitar with him. Oh, wow, this is a little weird. But, Tim sounded really good with Yngwie. He really did. I mean, The only problem was Yngwie played too many damn solos. I mean, out of a 60-minute set, I mean, Tim only got to sing about 10 minutes.
Oh, nice.
But when Tim was singing, I thought his voice fit really good. And I'm not a big Rising Force Yngwie fan, again. But I thought it was really a good match. I think Yngwie needs to utilize him more, though, in the live show and cut back on the solos.
But don't you think that Yngwie probably will when he goes out and does his own tour instead of, an hour? An hour for Yngwie is barely a solo.
Yeah, I know. I hope so, because I'll tell you, Tim's voice he sounded great. It really was a good match and Yngwie's always had a history of having good singers with his bands. But I think Tim is the best. Seriously, the best I've heard with Yngwie.
Very cool.
So I was really impressed with Tim. I was really hoping he did well, too, because of all the stuff that's happened with him lately. And then also a Gravedigger I'm always a sucker for that German power metal, so I enjoyed seeing them. Lizzie Borden were fantastic. Great guys, too. Got to spend some time backstage with them a little bit. They wore a lot of makeup. I don't know if you've seen Lizzie lately. He kind of looks like Marilyn Manson on stage.
Yeah, he's got the darker hair now.
Yeah, but really good set. Very good. In fact, they actually played 2 sets because a band called Hardcore Superstar canceled at the last minute. They missed their flight. So Lizzie came back out and did some cover songs and a couple more originals to fill the time.
Very cool.
And, of course, my favorite band of the whole festival was Saxon. I just thought, hands down, they just totally crushed. And I don't get to see Saxon too much here in the States. They play all the time over there. But the crowd just loved them.
Isn't it embarrassing that when they're over there, they're in front of 20,000 people, and then they come here and play a quarter-filled Peabody's?
It's funny because I bought Biff Byford has an autobiography out called Never Surrender, and I finally found the book in the vendor village. I've only seen the German version of it, but I can't read German too well. But one dealer had one copy of the English version, so I bought it. So I was talking to him backstage and told him I was from Cleveland, and he remembered every single Cleveland show Saxon's ever played.
No
Every one.
kidding.
He remembered the venue, the year. I was just amazed at his memory, but it's funny, when he mentioned Peabody's, he kind of chuckled. Not in a good way. So, I don't think he had fond memories of that club.
Well, Bill, Chris and I went out to the Peabody show back in the first part of May with Testament and Death Angel, and the place was just packed with sweaty guys. Well, we missed seeing you out there. Where you weren't able to make that show, or you didn't have an interest, or what?
I'm trying to think. Was I on the radio that night?
We were on the radio that night.
Yeah, I think you were.
I think I was on the air.
Yeah.
The Jigsaw, actually a club in Parma, bought Peabody's just recently, so hopefully they're going to make some improvements and some changes.
Yeah, well, Chris does the website over there, so he's familiar with it.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, you know about that.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah. Chris probably put some of his own money into that purchase.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, Bill, man, obviously, man, Breaker, the new swinging it all the way back around. The new record is called, what is it? Life, Peace, Love, Death?
Yeah, it's just an EP. We kind of rushed it out for the festival. It's got 5 new songs. One is a UFO cover, and Pete Way plays bass on it. Too Much of Nothing. And then the rest of it is filled up with some cover tracks and some live things. So it's about 60 minutes long for an EP and sells for a very low price. But it was basically put out to support the festival.
That's cool. And now we're going to actually feature Breaker on the show in, I think, 2 weeks and 3 weeks. 2 weeks on the terrestrial show and 3 weeks on the internet show. But until then, if people want to buy, if they want to buy it sight unseen just because they think you're cool, where can they go to buy it?
It's not officially for sale in America yet because of my U.S. distribution deal with Century Media in the end. They're going to be putting it out not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. So that's, what is that, the 15th? That's when I'll put it up on the website.
Okay, cool.
AuburnRecords.com. Or, you can buy from Amazon, CD Baby, Century Media, all the usual places.
Very cool.
I also, guys, I'm going to send you guys some photos because Breaker bass player Brooke Hodges was actually wearing a classic metal shirt around the Bang Your Head Festival, and we got a picture of them there for you.
Oh, nice. Excellent.
Oh, if you need that.
Yeah, and you said many people were coming up asking about the show.
Yeah,
which
nice.
I thought was kind of cool.
Cool.
So hopefully you got some new listeners from Europe.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. We're big. We're big over there in Europe and Australia for some reason.
Well, that's good. Hey, everybody's got their country they're big in, you know.
Dawkins' greatest hits just dropped on limited edition red and purple splatter vinyl. That's right, 10 freshly recorded, balls-to-the-wall anthems, Breaking the Chains, In My Dreams, Alone Again, Dream Warriors, Tooth and Nail, and more. This splatter beast is pure 80s hair metal glory, now sounding heavier and meaner than ever on your turntable. Smash the link at the bottom of your screen right now and own Dawkins' greatest hits on splatter vinyl.
Well, Scotty over there in Scotland wants to know, what's the website, Bill?
Oh, it's auburnrecords.com. And it's just www.auburnrecords.com.
Excellent.
And if you can't wait for the breaker, spend your money anyway on the Forever in Leather record. That record rules.
Now, I'll be going back to Germany in a couple of weeks with Destructor. They're playing the Wacken Open Air with Iron Maiden, and then they're playing the Headbangers Open Air. So
nice.
I'll be heading back here in a couple of weeks.
Look at it. We should call him Jet Set Bill.
Yeah, not really. It's just kind of, fortunate that both these bands were playing these big festivals overseas. And actually, Breaker and Destructor are probably my two biggest bands in Germany. Breaker's always been the biggest, I guess you might say, over there. There's just something special about them with the German people and the German fans.
Sure.
Now, Bill, did I see also that you're now working with one of our favorite bands, Ground Zero?
Yeah, actually, I've been trying to get those guys to put a record out, and I'm as big a fan as you are for Ground Zero, and
Sure.
and I said, come on, guys, you got to get a record out, So I said, hey, why don't you just let me do it? Let's put it out, So
Nice.
that's kind of where we're at. They're demoing now, and then hopefully we'll be able to enter the studio this fall.
Sure. Well, Bill, you just need to go into the studio with them and drop the hammer. You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of times things don't move as quick as I would like them, and it's really hard to explain to the fans and stuff how these projects go. I like to move quick and get things out and bang, bang, bang. Unfortunately, you run into all sorts of problems and delays and financial issues, recording issues, whatever. So I just basically, keep my cool and try to keep pushing the projects forward. So I'm looking forward to working with Ground Zero, though, because they have so many good songs that it's going to be tough selecting 10 or 12 for an album, to be honest with you.
Well, look at Bill, you enterprising son of a bitch, you.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what I get for not having a full-time job now. I got some more albums to do here.
Yeah, there you go. Wow. Bo Hill's got nothing on you.
Well, I was downsized from my regular Warner Brothers job last year from 26 years. And it's tough economy around here, as you guys know.
Sure. Nothing like living in that Rust Belt over there.
Yeah. Now, Chicago is booming,
Well, I guess that means everybody's got to move a little to the west now.
Yeah. Well, we got that one little hot pocket of economic activity in Twinsburg, though, here.
Oh, right. Sure. Why don't you send me directions to whatever street that is, because it sure ain't this one.
All right, Bill. Well, why don't you tell people where they can hear you on Friday nights?
Oh, on WJCU, it's www.wjcu.org, 6:30 to 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's shows called Metal on Metal, and I don't know. I kind of got a unique show like you, Neely. I mean, we all got our little character and our flavor to it.
Yeah, there's lots of flavor in this show, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Bill's show is a metal show for you guys that actually like music, not just talk.
Yeah, not too.
Well, like I said, I'm not good at the talk part like you guys talk. But a lot of my listeners do listen to your show. I know that for a fact.
Excellent.
And what do they tell you? Those guys are assholes. I hate those guys.
No. Everybody's supportive. I don't think I've ever heard a negative comment about you guys.
Oh, yeah? I'll bet you've heard some about me.
Well, that's only from the bands.
Only from the bands.
I don't know. There's a certain guy that works over at Brave Words that I know doesn't like me a whole lot.
Oh, oh, he really does like you. I know.
Yeah, sure.
He's just secretly jealous of you. That's all.
He doesn't like your band introductions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I know Metal Tim hated that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was like, hey, okay, I'm running the show. Chris Aiken's going to MC tonight. Oh, no, what are you doing? What? Oh, no. He can't go up there. One band, that's all he gets.
Hey, Bill, after 25 years of doing the Metal on Metal show, do you have an official website for that show yet?
No, I don't.
Wow.
Unfortunately, I wish I did. But, time is my biggest problem with, I got 2 kids, the wife, doing all these band projects, trying to find a new job. So I do not have an official site.
Wow. Well, that's a long time in coming. I think this is the year. Even if we have to get our fans to pitch in and get Chris to build you one.
I might have to, get a tin cup and walk around at Peabody's.
Yeah, well, we'll put you in. We'll put you in touch with a professional panhandler by the name of Snake Man.
Oh, okay. Is he good at raising money?
So he
He'll
says.
sell jewelry.
Oh, okay. See, I'm too honest, man. I need to hang out with some shady guys like you. You guys know the right crowd, man.
Absolutely. Well, Bill, we appreciate you taking some time out and giving us the lowdown on the Bang Your Head Festival. You're a great guest, and you can come on anytime you want to chat at us. And we got an email request for some Saxon, so I thought maybe we'd close out this little segment with some Saxon.
That sounds good. I'm going to run to my computer. I'll keep my pants on.
So, Brandon over in San Clemente listens to the Classic Metal Show radio station, and he said he wanted to hear the Power and the Glory.
Oh, great request.
All right.
Great request.
All right, Bill. Well, you keep rocking another 25 years. Go check out Bill on his radio show. It streams on the web, too, at wjcu.org. Is that it?
That's correct.
All right. Friday night, 6:30 Eastern Time. Check Metal on Metal and go to auburnrecords.com and go pick up the new Breaker CD when it comes out in a couple of weeks.
Okay, thanks, guys.
All right, Bill. It's a pleasure.
Talk to you later.
All right. Well, here it is. This is Saxon with the Power and the Glory exclusively here
On your Classic Metal Show.
Yo, metalheads, you ready to get your brains blown off? Blizzard of Oz is now on vinyl, baby. Randy Rhoads ripping faces off with those insane solos, Crazy Train blasting through your speakers like a freight train from hell. This ain't some lame stream, this is the real deal on wax, loud as hell and twice as evil. Links at the bottom of the screen. Buy the Blizzard of Oz vinyl and let it take you on a trip.